Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today, we're drinking bourbon. You know, I really hope this is bourbon.
Well, we know it's bourbon.
It says bourbon on the bottle.
Just hope it tastes like bourbon.
All right, so there's a little bit of a backstory here, so let me tell you.
I'll get pour in here while you talk about our
Yep.
featured whiskey today.
Okay. So, I was kind of reorganizing my shelves, and I kind of split stuff up into families, like all the Jim Beam stuff kind of goes together, and Buffalo Trace stuff kind of goes together.
Sure.
But then I have a section in my kitchen for like the everyday drinker stuff / stuff that's going to go into like old fashions and mixer type stuff. That was nice.
Solid. That was a Texas-sized cork pop. I'll give it that right off the bat.
Yep.
Is this water?
Yeah. So I was thinking, okay, what am I going to do with these Garrison Brothers? Because I saw this bottle and this bottle at Total Wine and thought, I've got to have those. I'd seen it on Instagram, never tried anything from distillery. So I thought, I need that. So I bought them. This was like $115, and this is, I don't know, 30 bucks or so.
So we should probably say, like, this is the base offering.
Base, 94 proof.
And store pick.
Yep. And then single barrel store pick, $115 at Total Wine. It's kind of expensive. I took a chance, but obviously we just opened it. And since then, we've tried the regular Garrison Brothers, and I have opinions. And so for like a year and a half, I was very reluctant to touch these bottles. Like,
right.
What do I do with them? I don't like it. Like,
so okay, let's touch on we've tried the original Garrison Brothers.
Yep.
This was probably 2 years ago.
it was a long time ago.
And it was it was 17 bourbon we had that night. It was a Friday, and we got a little off the rails with the tasting.
So I have tasted it since then, but it's still been quite a while.
Have? Okay, so I haven't. Okay. Now, we recently did, if you guys watched our review of the Balmoria or Balmaria or Balmaray, whatever, however you pronounce this.
Yep.
And that review was kind of a mixed bag because it started out, we both really liked, like, wow, this is a nice surprise, because coming from Garrison Brothers just doesn't have the greatest reputation, and knowing that we didn't like the base model one. And then the more we got into it, it's not that we didn't like it, it's just that it was one that kind of wore out its welcome a little bit.
Totally agree.
And it kind of, I had said it, I think at one point in that review that, you know, the concept that you bring up about finished bourbons, is it just being finished to try to hide an underlying not so great bourbon? And I think in that review was kind of my general vibe.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to taste this one again.
Yes, I
against
totally
the rest
agree.
of it, because it was very interesting. If nothing else, it was definitely a interesting one. You can see the flavor there. This is a double oak.
Yeah, it's been finished in it says two different barrels. So not sure totally the details.
And so it's also 115 proof.
Yeah. Now the single barrel is only 94 proof, same as the
and it's a 6 year.
Yeah, about 6 years.
You know, I know it's a craft distillery. Craft distilleries, especially when they're doing their own distillate, you know, kudos to you for that.
It costs a bit more. We acknowledge that.
Boy, $115 though for a 94 proof 6 year. I know it's not all in the age and proof, but a lot of times.
And that's at Total Wine. Total Wine tends to be a bit cheaper than you know, a small
some of their store picks though tend to. Yeah, I think they like their own store picks. So anyway, let's get into it here with the base model Garrison. What's the proof on this one? Is this also 94?
94.
Also 94.
Yep.
Okay. No age on that one, I'm assuming.
Right. Yeah, I don't think so.
It doesn't. It's Texas straight bourbon whiskey, so it is straight bourbon, and I don't see an age statement on here.
So technically,
Texas is a law-abiding state.
We think it's a 4.
It would be 4, at least, yeah.
There's a flavor in there. Like it has a bit of caramel, but it's light. Another other sweetness kind of notes, but then there's this one weird kind of note.
It's almost a textured
I don't know.
note. Like you can almost picture a texture going along with it, like a granular, you know what I mean? Like a brown sugary texture, like it's kind of got a brown sugar note, but it's got like a...
Is it almost like Fritos corn chips?
Oh, yeah, a little bit. That might be, you know, I remember this having a particular flavor profile, and I've gotten this off of other Texas whiskeys and maybe some other craft ones too.
Yeah.
And there's always that weird note there that I can't quite put my finger on.
Yeah.
All right, let's go in and try her out here. Cheers. It just tastes like a young craft bourbon. It doesn't...
So I think it actually has a lot of flavor.
Really?
Really, a lot of good flavors, and one really, really bad.
Really?
Yeah.
That just kind of ruins it?
It does.
I'm looking at this from... maybe I need another sip of it, but that first sip was very bland to me.
It's not the most like amazing bourbon ever with, you know, a million different flavor profiles. It's okay. I mean, it's an okay bourbon, but it just has this one note that is so far out there.
It's got something just off profile.
Yeah.
It's not as bold off profile as I remember it being, or as I've had on some other ones.
It has, you know what it's reminding me of? So we've done some ryes recently, and ryes have a weird finish. This has a weird finish. Okay. Like it's dry on the finish, although there's still sweetness there. But anyway.
Do you know what I think this bourbon is? This is one of those ones where I'm tempted to say, not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, you know, I'm not quite fully disappointed in it, and then I try it again, and I don't like it.
So here's the reason why we're doing this video. I want to actually try these and make myself try them. But be honest with yourself. What would you choose this over amongst any?
That's the thing. Well, so when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at 94 proof. And how much was this?
I think, you know, probably 40 I don't remember.
Maybe, but that's a 375.
For a normal bottle. Maybe 40, call it like a slightly elevated price, but nothing crazy.
Sure.
So if this was a $40 normal size bottle.
There are other 94 proof, mid 90 proof that I'm gonna definitely go to before this. I don't want to go out and buy this.
Yeah, you know? That's kind of my point is, I mean, I have it. I was considering pouring it down the drain, but that's unfair. But honestly, what would I mean, there's so many $20 bourbons that I would say I would rather have that.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. Like, I'm not gonna reach for this. It's gonna just, you know, they call them shelf turds, you know? that's what it would end up being because, well, I don't think it's the worst. It's just not a flavor profile that I'm into.
So let's try it. Maybe this is a bit bad bottle. So let's try the single barrel and see if it's similar.
If it's a good bottle.
Yeah. Same proof point, but maybe a little bit longer age and maybe a barrel.
Yeah, that could be, you know, 4 years in 1 day.
Yep, so a little bit closer to 6 years on this one, and it's hand selected as a single barrel store pick, so hopefully it's one of their better barrels.
Definitely better on the nose.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting somewhere here.
Ooh.
I feel like that off-profile note is kind of evened out a little bit.
I'm still getting something weird.
It's still a little bit weird. It's definitely not like your down-the-middle bourbon profile, but I feel like it's a little more balanced in the sense that some of those traditional bourbon notes are a little bit more turned up.
Okay.
Like they're helping.
Sure.
But it's still a little weird.
You want me to go first?
Wow. Well,
so the kind of okay bourbon notes from this one are better on this one. This has a lot of really good flavors. It's nice.
It's all right.
But then the bad note is worse.
So you think maybe everything is just turned up a little bit?
Yeah. This is a better barrel, you know, a barrel pick.
I will say it's better than this one. Now,
it's less off-putting, but there is one note that is so aggressively bad. But it's maybe certain flavors are worse than others, you know what I mean? And so this one, it is very noticeable, the note to me. But it's not as objectionable. Right. So I could drink this, but I don't want to.
I could sit and have a pour of this and be fine with it. So here's where the actual just horrible part of this comes in. Have we discussed the price on this? Did you mention that at the beginning when I was pouring?
I may have made reference. I want to double check.
Okay.
So why don't you explain that one while I...
So the Balmoria, Bell, whatever. I got comments on how to properly pronounce this, and I can't remember what it was. Aged not once, but twice in 2 completely different oak barrels. So I think it's just it's a double oak, so it's not a wine finish.
Ooh.
All right, let's throw the price point out here. 94 proof, 6-year bourbon.
$89.99.
Oh, I thought you said earlier you thought it was more expensive.
I thought it was $115.
Okay.
I paid $154.99 for this?
For the Balmoria? I thought you paid $115 for it.
Oh my gosh.
Well, so the Balmoria just got worse, so this got a little bit better, but $90 freaking dollars for this? No way, hell no. There is no way I would ever pay $90 for that. That is a $40 bourbon at best. And that's trying to be nice that it's a single barrel.
The objectionable note on this particular bottle is lessening. This is an okay. It definitely, if you added some simple syrup and made it old-fashioned, it'd be fine.
Sure.
This one, I'm not sure is savable, I have to be honest. And I have another bottle. That's another problem. I have another full-size bottle of this. This one, it's okay. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. Now let's try the double triple oak thing.
This one's better. It's a little more balanced. I don't know that I'm noticing a $50 difference.
Yeah, agreed.
You know? This one, I don't know if it's so bad that you couldn't maybe do a cocktail with it, but there's a bit of like a sourness to it.
Yeah,
Are you getting that?
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's kind of the off-putting thing about it. But good Lord, $90? Come on. I mean, that's... Again, I understand they're a smaller distillery. They're not, like the big guys that have been, they're mass producing and stuff like that. But when you look at what you can get for $90, go buy 3 $30 bottles that are all going to taste better than this.
Exactly.
Support craft stuff, but at the same time, don't pay so much money for something that just isn't. I don't know, but that's my opinion. This is just really not my profile.
Yep.
All right, let's get back to the Balmoria here.
Okay, this is a double oak. They said 2 other barrels, so I don't know if it's a triple cask. Anyway.
No, it says it's aged twice.
Okay.
Great color on this.
Yeah, very rich in color. And we did a review a month ago, or 2 months ago, and did like some elements of it.
You really liked it at first. Both of us did, actually.
Yeah.
And then we kind of got through it, and I think you had said maybe after we did that review that you just can't really picture yourself reaching for this one over other stuff because it's an odd flavor and it's a once in a while thing.
Getting coffee. Like, it's really rich and...
I think you got that in the first review as well.
Could be.
It's interesting. There are aspects of this that I actually really like.
Wow. Should I go there? This is the person that's maybe a little bit too attractive, but once you get to know them, they're not as attractive as they used to be. The initial flavor is actually pretty good.
All looks and a terrible personality.
But everything after that is downhill.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I don't know that I really think it falls downhill so much. It's just that I guess I would put this in the same category that I would put like maybe a different style of whiskey, like a Scotch or an Irish, where it's like, yeah, I like it, but I like it once in a while, and it's just not my favorite thing that I'm gonna, I'm gonna reach for a bourbon 100 times and maybe reach for a Scotch once.
Right.
Twice,
Yep.
Just to change it up. So
And
for
this-
a change it up some night and just have something different. Or like I think we said in that video, and I don't want to repeat everything from that, please go watch that if you haven't seen it. This is a good one to break out with your whiskey nerd friends.
Yeah, totally. It is interesting, and while I said it's downhill, admittedly it's not straight downhill. Like, it's not falling off a cliff. It's okay, and whiskey nerds may like it, and definitely some people are gonna have different,
Now again,
opinions.
Is it $160?
$150
Hell no.
something.
Yeah, no, not even close. No.
That may be the thing. Well, I know of one other bottle of whiskey I specifically bought. Well, my wife picked it up. that was $200. That was exceptional.
Yeah, that one was good. That was at
Guero.
Guero.
Yeah. Otherwise, this may be the second most expensive bottle I've ever bought, and I don't love it.
I don't hate it though.
But admittedly,
I hate it for the price.
yeah. So I feel like, the proof definitely helps. The double oak changes it, and so I get far less of that weird note from here.
Yep.
But it's still like, I don't know. It's still not. I don't love it.
And for $160,
Yeah.
you should love it.
Yeah, you
I mean,
really should.
don't get me wrong. Price is not everything with bourbon, and but it's not like it's a rare or whatever. It's just they're charging $160. I feel like they're maybe trying to give it that
Elite status?
Elite status, yeah. The illusion of
Yeah, and I to that exact point, I think that's exactly why I bought it. I've seen it on Instagram a little bit. They have a cool bottle, cool logo, and I finally saw one in the wild, and I grabbed this one and this one, and then a little bit later I grabbed that one, having opened none. Then you and we were drinking a lot that night though. We opened this one, and sad trombone insert now,
Thank you for creating more editing work for me. I'll do it. So here's the thing. At $160, while I find this interesting and I'm interested in other people's opinions on it, I would certainly not recommend going out and buying a bottle.
Totally agree. So how could someone actually get a taste of that?
Well, here's what we're gonna do. Bought some sample bottles.
Yep.
So we're gonna send some samples of this out because I think, and if you want to send some of that, whatever.
No, any of them.
I think this one, and this isn't us just saying, hey, we're gonna send people crappy whiskey. This one I think deserves a taste because it is an interesting whiskey.
Yeah.
But I certainly am never gonna tell anybody to go spend $160 on this. So we have a couple of YouTube channels out there that we're in regular contact with. So I think we'll contact them and maybe send them a couple of samples. Maybe they could do a review of it without having to go buy it.
Sure.
And then we're gonna send this out to our Patreon subscribers. We'll send out their little 1 ounce glass bottle sample. So we'll contact you probably either way, but yeah, if you're watching this video, shoot us a message. Let us know where we can send you a sample of this if you're interested in trying it.
Totally.
So, but yeah, overall, these are all just well overpriced. I mean, I
think so.
They're not bourbons. They would really, like you said, they're not the ones I'm gonna go pick off the shelf for just a casual pour.
You know what time it is, right?
Oh, hell yes. It's blending time. So we got a $160, a $90, and a $50 or $40 whiskey here. This is maybe the most expensive blend we've done so far. Who knows, maybe this is just outstanding.
Outstanding, yeah. That note, it's almost like you're out in the garden and maybe like fertilizer. Like it's, no, like seriously, it has a flavor, a smell.
Like manure fertilizer?
No,
Okay.
no, chemical type smell. Not earthy, but like chemically, in not a good way.
It's meh. It just, honestly, now I'm not tasting any of the Belle Maria, I'm just tasting the regular ones. Granted, it's 2-to-1, but...
I like this better than any single one of them. Because this has a bit of a sweetness that's too much. That's why we said, like, it's
wears
almost,
out its welcome.
Yeah, it wears out its welcome. This isn't bad. Close to 100 proof. A little bit extra age with the barrel.
No, it's 115 plus 94 plus 94, so whatever that is.
Do that math. 7,018.
Yes, that's exactly what that is. I think I like the Belle Maria the best out of all of these and the blend.
Okay.
So it has its place. It just doesn't. You got to work on that price point.
Totally agree.
So, all right. Well, this has been some Garrison Brothers bourbons on the Bourbon Note. I'm Ben.
I'm Greg. Share this video with a friend. Thanks for watching. Cheers.